Welcome to This is Kimberly A Bryant. I'm Kimberly, co-host of the Pop Culture Green Room with my twin sister. But this is my solo space to dive deeper. I'm bringing you lifestyle, pop culture, hot topics, reality TV, and fashion, with a little flavor on the side. From hitting local hot spots to cooking with your favorite celebs, we're keeping it fresh, fun, and always on trend. Let's go. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. I've got a little issue. All right, okay, what is going on? Okay, there we go. All right. All right, issue is resolved. I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason my camera was off and I apologize. So now we are back on and popping. What is up, everybody? This is Kimberly A Bryant from the Pop Culture Green Room, but of course this is Kimberly A Bryant's podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Kimberly, daughter, truth teller, and sometimes your Bravo bestie. And what in the world is going on? Y'all, for whatever reason, something is going on with my camera and I don't know what it is. So bear with me for a second because I would hate to switch cameras, but it's looking like that may have to happen. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So my camera's back on. I don't know what's going on. Y'all, it's like I seem like I get my shit together and I have it together and then it all falls apart. So I don't know. It seems like every time I do a live, that's what happens. But okay. So here I am. Okay. All right, y'all. So of course we're coming back after Father's Day weekend. And it was a little different for me this year. Actually, it was very different. So who am I kidding? Because this is the first Father's Day without my dad. He passed away in August of 2024. So he just passed away like less than a year ago. So like I said, it was my first Father's Day without him. It was a little different. Like I met up with my mom and my sisters. We went to mass with my niece, and then we came back and cooked. Went to mom. So so I'm gonna dedicate this episode, little tribute to my daddy up in heaven. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Because today, y'all, I want to recap and go over Real Housewives of Miami. So I'm glued and I'm hooked onto my reality TV because for me, that's kind of like my drug. It's like I don't really have anything else to do. Shit, I'm 45. I'm 40. I added years to my age. I'm 44 years old. I was about to say 45. Okay, that's not good for add years to age. Well, I mean, I guess I don't feel it. But anyway, so I don't do a whole lot. Bravo TV. I'm single. Not okay. I'm trying to start dating again. So it's like I'm waiting until I officially moved to Baton Rouge to start that thing and popping off. Because that's gonna be fun. But I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about dating and my sex life on display, current sex life on display. No, at all on display. Sorry, Wendy's. I know you want to hear about it. Just want to hear about my dating life while I'm in Baton Rouge, but I'm saying while I'm in Baton Rouge, I'll be there forever. I don't know. Anyway, so anyway, I get so excited about Miami. Miami is actually one of my favorite franchises of the Real Housewives. This is why. It's mainly because even though these women, they may bicker, they may fight, but you can tell that they deep down actually legitimately care about each other and that they love each other. Because at the end of the day, when something happens, you see them, even if they're fighting, one of them is having it out because maybe one's boyfriend is hanging out with the other one's boyfriend and they're not speaking. I don't know. I'm just give kind of a bit of an example of like Larsa and Lisa and that drama there. But anyway, it's like if something goes on, like for instance, when Guerdy had cancer and she made the announcement, they all came together. They band together. And they were there for their girl. And then when Lisa was going through that breakup with Lenny, it was the same thing. No matter what the situation was or the fights that were going on, they were just like, let's just let that shit go and let's go handle like everything for our girls. So that's what I like about them. Like they're real, they love each other for the most part. And if they don't, they're real about that too. But then also I was listening to Reality Life with Kate Casey. Also great podcast, one of my favorites, and she always brings up great points. So I do reference her a lot. And one of the things that she had talked about was that she said that it's just that it's so full of different cultures, different, and it's true, and I do like that. And especially one thing she did mention was how the women, they'll go back and forth with yelling and fussing at each other or cussing, and it goes from like English to Spanish and then back and forth, and that part is fun. So I do like that. But um, but yeah, okay, so let's see here. So we're gonna get the tone started. We are at season 7, episode 1. And I did notice too with the cast picture, because I was like, it looked empty. And then I realized we've only got Guerdy, um, and we have oh my gosh, why is my brain slipping? So Nicole's gone. We've got Guerdy, we've got Larsa that's back. And we have Adriana, of course. Wait, no, Adriana's a friend of, so she's not a full-time cast member. Or is she? No, she's not. I don't know. However it is, I'm not going through that. Okay, so we've got most of the cast back. So that's where I'm getting at right now. And let me get into my screen here. Okay, alrighty. Because I was wanting to share my screen, kind of like show a few little clips from some of these episodes. So I probably will do that, to be completely honest with you. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, let me share my screen because I want to show y'all this picture, this cast picture, and what I was referring to, because it is just a little bit bare from what I'm used to. I guess I'm used to more housewives, and like I said, there's just 5 that are main wives. I feel like they're more friends of, because Marisol's always a friend of, and she's not a full-time housewife. I know she was in the past, but I don't know why they don't bring her back. Maybe there's something that I'm missing, and I'm not sure. Let's see here. Okay, like I said, I want to share this here. My computer's going a little slow. Okay, here we go. Let's make this bigger. Okay, we've got Lisa, Larsa, Guerdy, and why am I? Oh my gosh, Alexia, and oh my gosh, why am I forgetting her name? The one that's having to hold on, hold on. This is bad. Okay, this is why Kimberly takes notes for her stuff. So, all right, here we go. As I am talking about this. All right, here. Anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and just get started. Let's just start with Real Housewives of Miami, the real breakdown here. So let's go. Bop, bop, bop. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Got a little key clock in me, right? All right. Okay. So our first scene we get set up with is okay. It's a recap. Alexia. So we've got Alexia, and she's upset, and she says she's completely blindsided because Todd has left her and is wanting a divorce. And what happened was she was gone, and she said the night before, like okay, let me set the scene up. Alexia, she's meeting up with Marisol, and they are talking about what happened. And it is Marisol she's meeting up with, I believe. Or is it Julia? I'm trying to think. No, it's Marisol. She's meeting up with Marisol, and they are going over the fact that she just had this nice evening with Todd, and they were intimate, and the sex was great, and all these things were happening. And then the next day, Todd starts moving everything out, emptying out his home. Apparently, his daughter was there too, I think, helping and assisting. And all this happened right in front of Alexia's youngest son. And so that's devastating. That is horrible. I was actually completely shocked because I really didn't expect that out of Todd. I knew that he kind of like had his differences with Peter. I don't know about Frankie so much. I thought that he looked out for Frankie, but I don't know. Like it just completely shocked me. And of course, she's in shambles. She's hysterical, doesn't even know what's going on. And there's that part. And she mentions that they were secretly separated for like 4 months earlier. And like no one really knew about it. And but it's like they end up getting divorced. So they get divorced, it's I guess it's finalized now where we stand, and, but however it is, like, Todd, like, made they're they're together. They're still together as of now. As of June 16th, 2025, as far as I know, Alexia and Todd are still together. But however, he made a comment saying something like, almost like, I don't think she'll thank him later. It was something like alluded to the fact that, it I guess you could say just kind of like alluded to the fact that, um, that it'll be fine. Okay, you know what? I don't know what's going on with this camera of mine, but I gotta try to fix this. So, okay, it just keeps blinking out. I think it may be my cord. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna quit sharing my screen because I don't know when everything goes out or not. So anyway, I was like just showing a cast picture. But okay, so we've got that's going on. But it seems like there's a financial issue. I think there's some kind of financial problem going on with Todd because that was crazy. And for him to say that, basically that she's gonna um be okay. So it almost seems like it may be a, I don't know. Is he hiding something? Is there some kind of criminal activity going on? I don't know, like, what are your thoughts? Like, you tell me, because that was very interesting. And here we go, there's the other scene that we had that happened. So, of course, Julia, she's upset because she and her partner, Marina, they have adopted 2 boys. So, of course, if you can remember back, which was very exciting for me because I remember when they were in talks. So, Julia and, um, Marina, they were talking about having a child, and then it looks like something happened, and they ended up. I thought that this was like on a back burner, but then I remember they talked about doing it. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. They didn't think it would happen either. So they ended up getting a phone call, and that they were going to be the parents of 2 small boys, and that were brothers. So of course, right now they can't be on camera. With I guess different things that may be going on with. Of course, I'm not exactly sure how that all happens with adoption, but she wanted to get all the women, all the ladies on a Zoom call and tell them to make the announcement. And somehow or another, I don't know if wires got crossed. I know that Guerdy was in the meeting. And I don't know if she missed whenever, because Zoom meetings, if you're used to doing a Zoom meeting, you have to usually be let into the meeting during the time that the meeting's going on, like whoever's leading it that like lets you in. So I'm assuming that she must have gotten missed during the let-in. I don't know, however it was, but Julia took it very personally that she missed it. And so of course when Gertie meets her a little bit later, Gertie doesn't understand like where all this tension and everything's coming from. So yeah, we'll get into that. So that happens. And then of course we've got Lisa throws a party for Jody. And this is where things get interesting, and I really wanna know that y'all's feelings on this and your take. Okay, number 1, I'm very happy. I'm super happy and excited for Lisa for being away from Lenny, because just seeing that relationship and where it went, it was sad because she was putting all of her hard energy into everything, but I don't know, I could tell that he seemed like he was falling off a little bit and really wasn't that into the whole marriage, but I didn't expect the whole full-blown, like, him leaving her the way that he did. And then for this young girl, like what's her name, Katharina? I don't know if they're still together. Last I heard, she says, well, I was listening to Juicy Scoop last week, and Lisa said last week on Juicy Scoop that she and Lenny were broken up. But then again, like I've been like a couple months on behind following Lenny and Katharina and seeing if they're like still together with their relationship statuses. I don't know. However, it was I was just happy for Lisa to be away from that and out on her own. But not only that, but the fact that she was also developing a business, and that business idea came out of her divorce. And I thought it was just such a great tool. She talks about it more on Juicy Scoop. So it sounds like I'm actually I am I am kind of promoting the Juicy Scoop podcast, I guess. No one asked me to. I'm just like talking about it because Heather McDonald, she's really funny to me. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so let's get back to it. So, um, Lisa's having this party. She's throwing this party for Jody. Jody, of course, is her boyfriend, and I'm trying to tell. It's hard to tell if they're living together. And she's talking about describing like their home and how it's a lot smaller than the home that she shared with Lenny, and she's there with her kids. And they're getting ready for this party, and they're taking shots out of bones. I've seen this before from meat bones. I think it was probably another Real Housewives episode I've seen it on. It was. I can't remember if it was OC or Beverly Hills, but it was one of them. But it's a thing. I think it was Beverly Hills. It was because I think like Mauricio or somebody. No, it wasn't. It was Real Housewives of New Jersey because that's right. Because it was when what's his name's Rachel's husband, Rachel Joe, not Joe, Fuda, the Fuda guy. Rachel Fuda's husband got sick and they had to call the ambulance because they like I remember that. Okay, so it was there. So yeah, that's a thing. Chasing it with the shots and everything. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so it's like I don't keep up with like what the trends are with the drinking and the shots and all that stuff. But anyway, so they had this party and all, and this was interesting. So Jody's friends, they're at the party, and then there's a scene where they all like he and his friends they go back and um, they're like, let's go back here because it's better AC or we're gonna go get some AC. And then Lisa's behavior was a bit odd. I have my own speculations, but I think there may have been a little bit of pasta going on, if you know where I'm coming from. If you know, you know. That's just me and just from just being around certain crowds and stuff when I would go places and big parties a long time ago. I'm just saying, this is my observation. I don't know, but that was interesting. And we've got and like I said, there was tension between Guerdy and Julia. Julia tries to talk to her and confronts her, and Guerdy's just still like can't really seem to understand like what the big deal is with that whole thing. So that was um that part. But then what was weird, okay, so Adriana and this guy that she's dating, this guy, this French guy, he's very attractive. Very attractive, but their PDA, it's kind of like, come on, it's like to me, like pack on a PDA, yeah, in your 20s, like do you know what? Honestly, people can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But I don't know. I think to me, it's just like when you're at a certain age and you're in front of a huge crowd, like, is it really that necessary to like? I mean, everybody knows like you're boning that he's breaking your back. Like, so what? But I don't know. I guess maybe it makes for good television. It was a little bit cringe for me, but I could have done without it. So Adriana's seen this new little guy, but then at one point it even seemed like a little awkward. So I don't know if it's just me, but parts of it seem a little awkward. And then the fight happens. The battle with Lisa and Larsa. And that was really weird because, okay, so we all know that Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen were dating. And I guess they were serious. I mean, they were serious enough to have a podcast together. I actually listened to the podcast. I liked it. But here's my thing. I think I was just more interested in the dynamic. I was more of like oh shit, I want to see how this is going to happen, how this relationship's going to play out. That's mainly, I think, why I was so into it. But I mean, come on, y'all. Like, everybody knew that was just like a nightmare to begin with. I, it seemed like Marcus's mom was a little bit, Juanita was seemed to be like kind of, I guess, on board with it. That's her son. She supports him. She loves him. Michael Jordan, I honestly believe that he was honest in the beginning, and I think that his little hell no statement, I think he meant that, but I think he just walked it back and tried to retract it to kind of like save face. However it is, they broke up, and Larsa reveals that their relationship actually wasn't all, they say like all that glitters isn't gold, and apparently that's how that was with their relationship. They had some issues, and at one point it ended. But there was a period, because Lisa even mentions it, that they would break up and get back together, and then break up and get back together. See, that's where part of that problem came in, because that is part of where that problem came in. Let me get my notes here. All right, sorry y'all. Bringing in my notes real quick. All right, so, but okay, yeah. So Lisa made reference. She's like, "Oh, so you and Marcus on like another fake breakup, or whenever, like during like one of their fake breakups?" And then Larsa got mad. She's like, "That breakup wasn't fake; it was real." And da 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 da. And Larsa gets upset because she's mad because Jody is still hanging out with Marcus. And so, which I get at least Larsa's point, because Larcus. That's actually, I think, what I call, or was that their name with each other? I think that's what their name was together, Marcus and Larsa. I believe that's what they went by. I think they called each other Larkus. I think that's what their name was. That's maybe why I got it. It was like a Freudian slip. But anyway, okay, I lost my notes here. So that's okay. I'm not worried about it. All right. So the problem was, okay, no, I've got them back. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alrighty. So the problem um was, yeah, like Larsa was like, I think that Jody is a clout chaser. And Lisa's like, no, they aren't. They're like he and Marcus are boys and they hang out. I don't know. I kind of think that Jody is, think about it though. A man Jody's age who I'm sure idolized Michael Jordan. I mean, who didn't? So many men did, and so many boys, so many, I mean, people in general. I did. I mean, who would not want to run in the same circle? And I'm sure they party and hang out and everything. Who wouldn't want to run in the same circle as Michael Jordan's son? I mean, if I were into that kind of thing, I'm sure I probably would. But that's just not my life. Not anymore. But anyway, so like they just like all these accusations fly and they're just all over the place. And then it's oh my gosh, they just start just picking at each other. But it was just really weird because um, I didn't think, it's like that's out of Lisa's control. Like whoever, that's my personal opinion. Like whoever Jody decides to hang out with, like who is she to tell him like no, stay away? Or I mean, I get it, like out of respect, or whatever, but it's just that's just too messy. I don't know. To me, I'm like, if they're staying out of the drama, if they wanted to be friends or boys and hang out or whatever, then let them do whatever it is that they want to do. But however it was, it caused a problem, and Lisa had then kicked Larsa out of the party. But it was just kind of strange. Like her behavior was odd. But like I said, I think there's just a few more things that are kind of going on. But all in all, I'm just super happy and I'm very excited. I say that a lot. I'm just very excited that Miami's back. But all the bright colors and the beach and the ocean just reminds me of it reminds me of being back in San Diego. Those bright colors and the fun and just like being free with my girlfriends and just going out, and it's like, and then finding out later it's like, oh, we probably hooked up with the same guys multiple times, many times. I mean, it was Pacific Beach, San Diego. Hello, everybody did that. It was out Neverland, but I don't know. It just makes me a little nostalgic for just the time and energy because I'm back here in little old Louisiana and it's just not a whole lot going on, but I'm right where I'm supposed to be and where I need to be. But anyway, so yeah, that was, oh, I'm just like I said, I'm happy it's back. And I don't know if y'all are watching The Valley. I'm still watching The Valley. It's dark. It has definitely made dark turns, but it's keeping me interested. I'm watching it, and there really isn't a whole lot of like TV right now, especially reality TV. A lot of reality TV just hasn't been made, and it isn't being made. I do wish though, and I'm definitely campaigning for it. What they need to do is they need to bring something back to New Orleans. Because I thought Southern Charm New Orleans was excellent. I thought it was awesome because the cast, I mean, they were all friends, like real life friends. And still this till this day, like even if you keep track of most of them, they still are. And it's like I feel like they need to be back on our television, like some capacity, or Real Housewives of New Orleans. I mean, we've got Trishell's out there. She hangs out with Reagan, Charleston. Who else is there? Tamika and then Jimmy that was on Road Rules, like the challenges, she's out there too. And then there's Shannon Johnson, who's married to Juwan, a football player for the Saints. I think if they've got enough people out in New Orleans to put together something, I just think that would be for great entertainment. I don't know, Bravo, just a thought I'm putting out there, but I mean, but like I said, we've got the Valley, so that's kind of keeping me at bay at the moment. But yeah, I mean, right now, oh, and Love Island USA. If you are not watching it, I'm definitely into it this season. And in fact, Danielle Peterson and I, aka Danny Gossip Girl, we are recapping it, and we are going through and recapping each week. So of course, this week we'll be recapping week 2. of Love Island USA. And of course, we've got our girl Ariana. Maddox is back. Interesting. I'm all about it. And I'm here for it at the same time. But yeah, tell me your thoughts. Are y'all watching it this season? Are you into it? Who's your favorite? I know I've got my favorites. Of course, I went to it. Ace is still one of my favorites, even though he hasn't been making me the happiest. He's still one of my favorites, mainly because I love what he does for the world. And he's a dance instructor for all these people around the world. That's actually how I found him. I knew who he was before Love Island. I think a lot of people did. And he actually may have had like his biggest fan base as well. Um I think he has the biggest fan base out of all the cast members on Love Island, if I can recall. Danielle and I were talking about that, but that is something that we are recapping. But yes, like I said, I've got the link. Check in my YouTube, not YouTube, check in my TikTok and Instagram. I've got the link listed. Oh, or you can check the channel, the YouTube channel. I've got the link already set up. So, and that's for Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central. You can hop in and join Danielle and I both, because we are covering it and we are getting into it, all the fun stuff and the tea. What's going on else in the news? I'm actually kind of glad that Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, all that drama, starting to die out, because it was starting to get to be too much. I really do think that lawsuit should. Well, I figured that lawsuit was probably gonna. I mean, whoever successfully sues the New York Times, but it seems like Justin Baldoni had a strategy in place. So, I mean, I'll still be kind of tuned into it, but at the moment, it seems like Taylor Swift and Blake Lively are no longer friends. So there's that on that front. But oh, if y'all get a moment, check on the Pop Culture Green Room. We actually had our podcast episode with Dr. Nicholas Nikolov, and he is amazing, super awesome. He's a plastic surgeon, renowned plastic surgeon out of Beverly Hills. And we've got his information there, but he gave us such great insight. And we had to get into it, because we all know that facelifts are the new biggest thing that everyone's kind of talking about and all the rage right now. I mean, look at Kris Jenner. Look at Lindsay Lohan, Demi Moore. Look at all these people that just look bomb, amazing, and people are wondering what they were doing. Well, I thought it was like some kind of brand new facelift procedure, but apparently it isn't. And like Dr. Nikolov told us that it's actually that deep plane procedure. It's been one for years. Like I think he said close to 40 years that people have been using, but for whatever reason, it's just kind of like, I guess, becoming like a fad now. But not everyone needs it, and that was very interesting. So it's just like, so like I said, go back and listen to that episode. It's really awesome. I'm probably going to eventually drop it onto my channel too, and make that a good one. And of course, the very first episode we had, I was cooked some boudin meat pies. Boudin. I keep saying boudin meat pies. It's because I'm getting it mixed up, because I did an episode with my friend Thomas's family's company with Mamay's family, Mamay's Cane River meat pies, which is, they're freaking good to begin with to eat. But I made some Pop-Tarts, some boudin Pop-Tarts with my friend Jen Kober. She's an actor, comedian, and she's on tour right now. You have to check her out. She's starring on The Mandalorian and The Righteous Gemstones. And we had a time. It was so much fun. And we made jokes and laughed. And it was so cool. So if you don't know what boudin is, it's like a Creole, like Cajun, it's like this rice, pork, beef and pork mixture, or it doesn't even have to be. It's like sometimes you could find it with like made with like crawfish, boudin. It's awesome. It's like really great awesomeness, like in and around your mouth. I'm not even kidding. But what we did was we took it out of the casing, we stuffed it like a Pop-Tart, because everyone's like, the rage these days are making like their own like homemade Pop-Tarts and doing like little twists. So that's what we did. And we topped it with some pepper jelly. So it's pretty awesome. So the point of me rambling on about fucking food is that I'm gonna be making some more stuff and popping it on here. And yeah, like, because it was fun. It was fun. And we got to like ask about her career and talk about that. So that was very, very interesting for that part. On that note, oh my God. And what are y'all watching? What shows are y'all into right now? I am, let's see here. I'm still working on Call. I'm in the middle of watching that. It's a series. It stars Troy and Belisario. That's my cousin, by the way. Um, Very proud of her. It's really good. It's intense. It's super different from Pretty Little Liars. If you've seen that series, um, and watched it. It's very different. So it just really goes to show her versatility and her work. And she's great. She's a great actress. I'm not just saying that because she's family, but I've actually seen her and Patrick, her husband Patrick, starred on Suits on USA. And I got the privilege to watch them actually perform together at Old Glue Theater in San Diego. They did a play together. I think it was called The Match. It wasn't Match Point. I want to say it was called The Match, but it was really good. It was like a tennis play. But anyway, so I thought that was pretty good. So I'm still watching that series and trying to get caught up on that. But other than that, I'm just like all into just this podcasting stuff and self-care for the summer because I'm trying to get in this little hot girl summer thing going on. And it's so weird just being in a different environment. Because I usually love to run, but it's just so fucking hot and humid here. It's heavy. And it's hard to breathe. But I'm finding other ways to work out again. But oh, and I forgot I have got my other love again of yoga. And if anyone knew me years ago, before I even moved to San Diego, before that was even a thought in my head, I was actually super close to getting my certification to become a yoga instructor. Like I used to do it that religiously. I did it all the time with my friend Meredith. Um, and because she was an instructor, and when I worked out with her at Bally's in Baton Rouge, she like got me into it. She's like, "Come try it out with me," and then from there, I fell in love with it, and I've rediscovered my love. So I'm happy. I've got a studio for when I get all settled back. I'm just a little delayed right now. So like, if y'all notice, y'all are going to notice a shift and change in my background soon. Because like I said, I'm in the middle of moving, relocating to Baton Rouge. Just a little it's a little bit slower transition because I'm helping my mom get some loose ends and things tied up and together because I'm not going to be in a small little town anymore. And so a little bit of a bigger city back. I'm going to be home. I'm going to be home. That's because that was always my home. Like I loved it. It's always been my home when I wasn't in California. So I'm going to be headed back there. And so I'll definitely get all my episodes popped out and all that good stuff. So, and Wendy's gonna hop back on Wednesday. Oh, she's gonna record with me Wednesday, so that'll be fun. I've got a yoga episode coming up with my friend Ricky, old roommate friend. I went and record her at her yoga at the yoga studio that she works at Lila Yoga. So shout out to them and to Zoe, owner over there. We've got some content that I'm gonna be creating for them soon. That'll be coming up. I'm just excited about all that. I've got so many great things coming, and I got another email today for another interview that hopefully will get um up and coming soon. But yeah, things are popping off. I'm really happy about it. I'm excited. But don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, y'all. Like share if you can. I'm on Instagram at my of course it's my username. This is Kimberly A Bryant. And of course at the Pop Culture Green Room. Like I said, don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe. But because this channel here, it's gonna be like all the good stuff, all the fun stuff. So it's gonna be pop culture, of course, entertainment, lifestyle. I'm also going to kind of go over like my journey a little bit, getting back into the entertainment industry and acting. So when everybody is running away and getting back into it, just like typical Kimberly, she likes chaos, so she's running back, running into it. So that's what's going on. So I think that'll be fun. It's so weird. Today's Monday. It doesn't feel like Monday. Maybe because yesterday was Father's Day, and it wasn't weird. It started off a little bit emotional, but then it got better. But however it is, I don't know. I feel like a stream of boredom, of boredness. Like I don't boredness. Is that even a word? Why am I saying bored? I'm not that bored. Yeah, I'm a little bored. I'm going to. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to watch. There was an update. Not an update. I guess it's called an update. Investigation Discovery did an episode about Sherry Papini, and I definitely want to watch that because I have some friends of mine. I don't know where they stand now, but when all this was going on, they were friends with the Papini family, and they were actually at their wedding. The Papinis were at their wedding, and I'll never forget when it happened, and it just all seems so odd to me. If anyone's, keeping track of this, Google and look up Sherry Papini. She faked her own kidnapping, and she seems to be a compulsive liar, and she just scares the shit out of me and probably a lot of other people. But I tracked all this even whenever she was missing, while she was still missing. No, when she came back, like about months after she came back, I decided to like go down a Reddit rabbit hole, and pretty much everything that was going on down at that was being said down that Reddit rabbit hole, um, a lot of it came to light and was true. So, and I'm also one of those people where it's kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire. So that was kind of interesting to me. So very wild. But I remember talking to a friend of mine who was friends with these other friends as well, like years ago. And I asked him, I was like, unpopular opinion. Well, I said some unpopular opinion. I said, I think there's something sus about that girl's disappearance. And I don't think she was kidnapped. And then so that friend laughed and was like, a few of us had, he says to me, he's like, a few of us have talked about this and we were pretty much saying the same thing. And I said, I just don't understand how they believe that. But then again, they're friends with them and they know them. We're just, outside, on the outside looking in. And here we are. It's crazy. I mean, I guess she's got to make that money. I mean, she's out here like selling her story, which I mean, to me, my opinion is I think it's all I think it's all hoax. I think she made it up. And do I feel like there was probably issues in their marriage? Probably so. I think two things can be true with that, but I think all this other stuff is just psycho crazy. But yeah, there's that. So like I said, so I'll be having episodes. I will have episodes drop on Wednesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays. Let me put that in order so it just sounds right. And I may even, I'm toying with it. I know I'm definitely gonna do an after dark series. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna kick it off with my friend Melba. We've been talking about it and in talks. Melba's a little shy. Let's give her some encouragement here, but I know I'm gonna throw in a little after dark segment. I'm just debating. I wonder if I'm gonna do it Patreon only behind a paywall or not. I'm debating. I think eventually I might just pop out a few episodes without it though. So just have some fun. Just have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Oh, I'm in a little bit of a Lady Gaga mood, I guess. All right, y'all. On that note, I am going to keep it a little bit short today and wrap it up. But like I said, I will be back with Danielle. We're going to be covering Love Island, all that good stuff. So happy Monday. Y'all take care. Have a good one. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.